it's Marek. Welcome to MDrives and welcome to another video. Today I'm driving this Tesla Model Y. I know it's probably a very divisive car because of its styling. So some people like the shape, some people don't. I guess it's a love-hate relation, but if you don't like this one, you go with Model 3. However, if you go with this one, you get far more space inside, which is a massive bonus. But what I'm most interested in is how this car behaves on the road. So let's hop in and go for a drive.
But before that, let me quickly go through the spec of this vehicle. It is a long-range one with the official WLTP range of 331 miles and acceleration of 4.8 seconds from 0 to 60. The car is equipped in two engines, providing power to both front and rear wheels. Thanks to its shape, the car can fit in up to 2,158 liters with its seats folded. The vehicle is capable of supercharging at up to 250 kilowatts, meaning you can top it up with 150 miles of range in just 15 minutes. Enough of talking, let's drive it.
So, welcome to Tesla Model Y. And I have to say, this car feels so spacious. It also has a bit of an echo inside. Honestly, it's so quiet. I think the sounds bounce off the interior that, yeah, it gives you a bit of an echo. But anyway, so we're in a Tesla, so a very minimalistic view from here. There isn't really anything ahead of me. I only have this one big screen in the middle, which basically steers everything I want. It changes everything I want. I can see the cars passing me, I can see the sat-nav, etc. So yeah, this screen is your central command center. There is pretty much nothing else apart from the two scrolls on your steering wheel. The steering wheel, well, it's just a standard steering wheel from Tesla. It's slightly chunky, but it's not too big. You can actually change the steering modes. So you've got comfort, which is very light, standard, where you're feeling a bit of weight, and if you go to sport, I think I actually prefer it in sport. It feels a bit more natural, not artificially very light. What I also found is with Tesla Model 3, like this one, it feels like it's very hypersensitive. So when you move it slightly, it actually turns the car a bit more than you would probably expect. But I'm sure that after just a couple of minutes, you would get used to it. It even shows me that there is a red light ahead of me, which is absolutely amazing. I haven't experienced that in any other car, and it positions the lights exactly where they are on the road. Interestingly, the car beeped at me that the green light is on, and it was probably wondering why I'm not moving, and it's because I was looking at the screen. So yeah, the car is full of tech and it really helps you out in majority of the situations. So Model Y, I drove Model 3 just yesterday and it felt so much different. You feel that you're sitting so much higher in this car, but it also feels more comfortable. The seats, again, obviously they are electric, and to be honest, they have really nice amount of bolstering in them, so even if you're probably in the corners, the seats will actually hug you and hold you in place. This model, it's the extended range model, so this is the one with the best range, and probably that would be my pick out of the bunch, because I can't really see a point in having the fastest performance model. This is obviously very personal. For me, I think the most important thing in an electric car is range, so I don't have that range anxiety. And I think with the Tesla's charging capabilities and charging stations, that probably wouldn't be a problem. At the moment, the regen must be set to something really aggressive because the car is literally braking for me. So I'm traveling now at 30 miles per hour and I'm going to accelerate to see how quickly I can actually jump to 60. and at 60. Okay, you know, performance of this car is a party trick. And yes, I said that it doesn't matter to me, but it's nice to know that the power is available when you need to overtake. It's definitely there. So the engines in this model are quite strong. In terms of the comfort, I'm actually finding it much more comfortable than Model 3. And again, the position gives me a better view ahead. There is a bit of a tire roll. There isn't much of a wind noise, but unfortunately, mostly I'm hearing the rain and not the wind. So we have a twisty section ahead of me, so I'm gonna try to find out how this car behaves in the corners, as it's obviously slightly higher than the Model 3. So let's find out if it's slightly compromised in that respect. The acceleration definitely puts a smile on my face. But yes, so far, once you get used to the steering, which I still find slightly weird and artificial, the car feels planted on the road. It actually feels slightly more natural, I would say, than Model 3 did, and I'm not sure why is that. When it comes to materials, they are really nice. You've got some Alcantara on the side, leather, some soft plastic, and some kind of, I think, aluminium bits which match the color of the seats, which are actually very bright. Let's turn around here. Let's go into reverse. So reversing, it's really easy with all of these cameras. Got pretty much 360 view. You can see all obstacles as well, which is exactly what you want. And it's done. Right. So at low speeds you can hear the car making a slightly futuristic noises, which I absolutely don't mind. And now I'm going to accelerate and find out how it does. Again, absolutely no issue here. The car was catapulted. Even in this wet weather, it didn't lose grip at all, which is good to hear. Right, okay, we're on 60 miles per hour on this bendy road, and yeah, it feels better than Model 3. I don't know why. So what else can I say about the car? Apart from that it's quiet, it's comfortable, and I would be happy to drive this car to and back from work on my daily commute. I think the look is pretty divisive. Some people like it, some people don't. It's more of a love-hate relation. I think when it comes to the look, I do prefer Model 3. It's sharper, it's lower, it looks a bit more sporty. This one, well, if you like SUVs, that is definitely a better choice. And to be honest, I do like the space inside. So when accelerating, you can hear this whining noise, which is actually a real noise of the electric engines, which I do like. I don't like all the weird and bubbly and synthesized sounds when you're accelerating. This car is rapid, honestly. Yeah, I know this road very well, and to be honest, I'm really surprised how this car handles this surface, because it's not perfect. It's quite bumpy, but the car just flies through it. And I think it's because it has more suspension travel than maybe Model 3. It just feels better on these roads. So in terms of how you engage the gears in this car is completely different, because you have a stalk to do it, and in Model 3 that wasn't available, right? And 60 miles per hour. Yeah, it's really nice. It's not mind-bending, it's not one of those 3 seconds to 60 cars, but still it feels very rapid. So I think the only negative comment I can have is that I can hear slight bit of noise coming from the back, and I'm not sure, this might be a cable in the back, so please disregard this, but I just wanted to raise that. I think there is something in the boot, and it might be the cable. So yeah, don't knock down Tesla for its build quality as yet, because to be honest, it looks really nice. All of these horror stories you've heard in the past about build quality, I think these days are probably gone. It feels really nice and premium, although again it feels minimalistic, and I think that's what makes it so different from different cars and manufacturers. The styling is completely different. This feels very techy, very minimalistic. It's kind of a bit of an Apple in the world of cars. So we have to join this traffic. It's wet and I'm just gonna floor it. No struggle over there, and we already matched the traffic speed, so yes, in this term the car really shines. No issues at all. When it comes to the range, this is obviously the extended range model, which is great, and like I mentioned before, this would definitely be my choice. Cornering speed, surprisingly, it finds the grip where I thought it would not find one, and I think it's due to the architecture of the cars, due to the you know, being a low center gravity, because all the batteries are at the bottom below you, so the car doesn't really roll despite not being very harsh on the road. Yeah, I think it just works. It's, as a to B vehicle, this is as good as it gets, I guess. And it all comes down to what do you need from your electric car. Do you want it to feel like a more conventional car, or do you want to go with something more different? And I think Tesla definitely is different in that respect, but it's different in a good way, and if you like that styling, I think this is a spot on. Could I have one? Definitely I could. It's just so comfortable, and these days I kind of like a bit of comfort in my car if I drive it, you know, commuting it Monday to Friday. So I think, you know, this is a good choice, and like I said, it will all come down to your preference of styling, etc. But if the style is something you like, I think you're gonna like everything else. So as a car, as a daily driver, as a commuter, I can definitely recommend this model. And again, it's just difficult for me to find negatives within a short space I had this car for, but there is nothing jumping out telling me, oh, this feels wrong, this isn't nice. So I take this as a positive, and like I said, it all comes down to the styling. I think if you like Tesla styling, if you like the minimalistic style, it's a good car for you. I think now I know what I'm missing. Despite having the speedo right here next to the steering wheel in the corner of the big screen, I still would prefer to have one ahead of me. And I drove a couple of cars over the last 2 days where they had the head-up display, and I think that would be a huge advantage. I would love that. This is probably the one thing I'm really missing in this car. So Tesla, maybe you think about that in your next model. you know, give people an option to have a speedo ahead of them. I think that would be great. And I think the last thing I can talk about is this huge, absolutely humongous panoramic roof, which obviously doesn't open, but it's a huge piece of glass. And actually, when you do have a time like now, when I'm stuck in the traffic, you can watch what's above you, and yeah, it's pretty impressive. Last acceleration? Yeah, let's do it. Right, and off we go. Right, let's summarize this drive, because I think I already covered everything I wanted to cover. I think it's a quite good proposition. If you're fine with the styling and you like Tesla interior, I think Model Y feels better to me than Model 3. It is very personal, I guess. From the outside, I still prefer the look of 3. But Y, I think it just works better inside. And for some reason, I think it just feels better on the road. Again, I don't know why, I don't know what it is. The steering feel is the same, but it's how the car drives and behaves on the bumpy roads. I think this, with potentially a bit more suspension travel, just deals with the rough roads just slightly better. And it's noticeable. I live around here, I live on these bumpy roads. I know how they feel in the different cars, and yeah, this one really surprised me in a positive way. So on that note, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know, what do you like and dislike about Teslas, and which model do you actually prefer? But for now, thank you for watching. Make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you shortly in the next one. Thank you, goodbye, do widzenia.